Hey guys, welcome to another tips and tricks video. This video, I'm going to be talking about getting a skiff loaded out to do an overnight camping trip. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I do a lot of these like safety, kind of loadout safety stuff around the skiffs. If you're curious about any of them, check them out up there in that corner. I did a whole video on all of the safety gear you should have on your boat. It doesn't apply to just skiffs. It does follow Texas regs, but if you live outside Texas, it gives you a good idea. This video, I'm just gonna talk about how I kind of load my skiff out when I do an overnight trip. Me and Adam Hudson from Blue Line Co., we're gonna go do an overnight trip in a pretty remote part of the Texas coast. I'm pretty excited about it. So if you guys want to see that full video, check it out there. I'll leave a link down below. You guys should definitely go give the Blue Line Co. kids a follow. So when it comes to camping out of a skiff, space is limited. They're small boats, they don't have a ton of space. You really can't bring the kitchen skiff. When it comes to gear and loading your skiff out, the two things I think about is how much space is it gonna take up, and is it something redundant? And what I mean is, like, can it serve multiple purposes? So if it's something that's kind of a luxury item, I'm more willing to bring it if it has multiple uses on a trip. Something like a tent or a sleeping bag, obviously they're kind of single use, but they're necessary, so you gotta bring them. For this trip, I'm gonna be bringing a 3-man tent. If you look at some of the camping videos I've done with Ace, we bring hammocks. If you're over on the East Coast where there's a lot of trees, you can bring hammocks. Highly recommend sleeping in hammocks. They take up very little space in a skiff. Tent wise, again, like, look for the backcountry, the lightweight backcountry tents when you start looking for a tent that you want to pack on your skiff. Sleeping bags, same thing. Like, basically, like, if you've done any kind of backcountry hunting or fishing, the gear that you use for that is perfect for a skiff. It's all lightweight, it all packs down real small, and it's fantastic stuff. And then for air mattresses, the Thermarest Neo Air is one of my favorite sleeping mattresses when it comes to camping out with skiff, or honestly camping in general. REI also makes a really good tiny little air mattress. And the big thing with it comes to sleeping bag is having a good dry bag, like a big Yeti duffel that you can throw all your stuff in. Then you can throw it in there and drop it off at camp if you're gonna be fishing all day, or you at least keep it dry and out of the way. Cooking gear, few different options when it comes to cooking gear. I just got an old-fashioned Coleman stove that I use. Obviously, it doesn't pack down super tight. Make sure you got fuel. Another thing you can look at is these little jet boils. I absolutely freaking love these things. When we did Border to Bayou, again, up there, we didn't have one of these, and I wish we had. 4 or 5 day trips in the skiff is a good idea to look at freeze-dried meals. Bring plenty of water, jet boil, you're gonna have plenty of food, and your cooking system's not gonna take up a bunch of space. And then obviously plates, silverware, all that stuff that you're gonna need. A couple other things when it comes to cooking. If you guys have watched any of my Wandering West series, you'll see that I have little bags that I keep all my spices in.
Spices?
That's a good idea too. I honestly, I keep those completely separate from any of my at-home stuff, and it's just in a bag, it's ready to go. I can grab it, I know what's in there, and I'm good to go. Turtle box. These things are freaking the best speaker I've ever used. And if you go on a 5-day trip, the battery's gonna last you the whole trip. If you're conservative with it, you use it in camp, you use it on boat runs, it's gonna last you your whole trip. You don't have to worry about it falling in the water. Battery life is freaking amazing. Definitely recommend bringing one of these. All right, the next thing we're gonna talk about is coolers. Now, this is something that I learned on Border Bayou, and I think it's super important, is how you pack out your cooler. Day trip, most of us are used to just throwing everything in the cooler, throwing some ice on top of it, calling it great. When you're looking at a 3 to 5 day camping trip, that is not gonna work. So you actually have to prep your cooler, and there's a way to do it. What I will do is I will start cooling down my cooler with just ice a day or two before I'm gonna load it. Try to get it down to that 32-degree temperature. I'll also make sure that I buy all of my food or drinks a day or two beforehand, and I'll either get it in the refrigerator or the freezer. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna base that off of when you're gonna eat something. So if you have something you plan on eating day 4, put it in the freezer. Something you're gonna eat the first night, keep it in the refrigerator. What you wanna do is you wanna make sure that everything is nice and cold. If you're gonna bring spare water bottles and you know you're not gonna need them for a couple of days, freeze those. What this is gonna do is it's gonna put some colder things into your cooler and help keep everything cold and make that cooler and the ice in there last a lot longer. All right, next up, water. These little 2-gallon roto packs, you can actually take them and strap them to the polling platform. For this trip with Adam, I'm just gonna bring one of these. I don't even know if we'll need it, but it never hurts to have extra water. But I do have 2 of these for longer trips. For fuel, it's a good idea to figure out what your burn rate is on your engine and on your skiff. This skiff, I know I get about 10 miles to the gallon, and I got a 15-gallon tank, so my range is about 150 miles. So I'll factor that in. That being said, anytime I do any kind of overnight trip, I always bring spare fuel. And I use one of these. It's a 4-gallon Rotopack tank. And the beauty of this thing is it fits underneath a 65-quart Yeti really well. So keeps it out of the way, you don't really see it. If you're doing a longer trip, it's a good idea to bring spare fuel. If you've got a centralized campsite, you can get in, set up camp, dump the fuel, dump your sleeping gear, dump everything that you don't need to fish that day, and continue on with your day fishing, and you've got some more deck space cleared out. Next thing you need to bring is wet wipes and some kind of a shovel. You already know why. Don't feel like I need to explain that. Hopefully I don't need to explain that. You guys, it's pretty straightforward. Make sure you have wet wipes on the boat. Honestly, I keep them on the boat every time I go out. The last thing that I'm gonna talk about is foul weather gear, rain jacket and a good pair of bibs, and honestly some shoes. I don't care what time of year it is. I keep foulies on the boat even for day trips. I think it's a good idea. You just don't know when the weather's gonna turn on you. I'll also bring a spare change of clothes for this overnight trip. Don't know if I'll really need it, but it's more of if I fall in and I need to get dry, warm clothes on quickly. I keep a couple solar blankets in my go bag in my boat, especially as we get into the colder months, just to help somebody warm up if they need to. Yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any other tips, tricks, things that you like to bring when you go camping, when you're loading out a skiff, anything like that, as always, leave it down in the comment section below so anybody watching this can scroll down there and pick up a few more ideas before they go on their trip. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. Don't forget to check out the shop. We got hats, we got shirts, we got all the flies we're gonna be using in this video. Fishing video with Blue Line Co. are gonna be in my shop, so you guys can pick them up there. As always, hit like, hit subscribe, share this video. You guys go hit the water to use some of these tricks, tag Skiff Owner in it, and I'll share it to the story on the IG. See y'all next time. All right. Giveaway time. I know it's been a minute since I've done one of these. I've actually had this item since November and been meaning to give it away. Haven't had a chance. So you guys head over to the merch shop and we're gonna do this $15 in the entry because I'm giving away one of these. It's a turtle box. I'm gonna send it to you. You can use it on your boat. If you guys haven't heard of Turtle Box, I don't know what to tell you. They are hands down the best water boat outdoor speaker I've ever used on the market. And it's funny, I've heard a few people that have said like, oh, they're $400. Why would I ever spend $400 on an outdoor speaker? And a lot of those same people have a $3,000 speaker system in their boat. And so I just ask them, well, can you take that $3,000 speaker system in your boat when you go to a field, when you go sit by the fire in the backyard, when you go camping, when you go tailgating, when you basically go do anything? I mean, that speaker can go anywhere with you. It's 100% waterproof. You can toss it into the river, you toss it into the lake, toss it into the ocean, and it will not stop playing. It'll keep playing. You pick it up, music's still going. I mean, you guys, if you saw the Fritz video, in Utah, you saw we were dunking that thing in the ocean or in the river, and no issues at all. So $15 gets you per entry in the shop. We've got some new stuff in the shop. Got some new bumper stickers. This is my personal favorite. Work harder, not smarter. Hold on, there was one more thing I forgot. Hold on, I gotta go find it. Oh, I'm back. These Plan D fly boxes, Skiff Wanderer. Great little tiny pack that you can easily stick in your wading bag, in your boat, basically anywhere you need it. So yeah, pick one of these up. If you want, you can get it filled up with your favorite redfish. My favorite redfish flies from Blue Line Co. We'll go ahead, load it up. Then all you gotta do is throw it in your bag and hit the water, because you got the flies you need. You got a way to protect them. These things do have a gasket on the inside, so they will keep your flies 100% waterproof. Unlike these bad boys, which I've learned the hard way, do not have any kind of way of keeping your flies from getting rusted. I've had flies I've never used rust out in those things, and it's a little bit of a bummer. Yeah, so get your entries in. One of the things that I will ask, if you're gonna enter and you love the channel enough that you're gonna enter and try to win this giveaway, please share the latest video, the high mountain trout video. That I've learned with YouTube helps out the channel so much more than even liking and commenting. YouTube sees those shares and they will help push that video harder through YouTube. So that really helps the channel out. I'm gonna announce the winner on YouTube 1 week from today. So that's gonna be Wednesday the 26th. I'm gonna announce it on YouTube, and I'll put a story post up on Instagram. So y'all stay tuned for that. And I finally got a newsletter going on the website, so please subscribe to that newsletter. Basically, I'm not going to spam you. It's just going to be announcements for when new videos drop, so you guys can get links to those real quick. Yeah, that's it. Sign up for the newsletter. Get your entries in. You got 1 week. I'm going to announce the winner Wednesday, so midnight of Tuesday is going to be the cutoff. I don't know. That's it. Redfish videos coming out Sunday, Monday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm done.